Alright, just got off work, doing some computer work here. I'm at the Lexus dealership right now getting my car wash done. It's really cool. They do like light detailing and car washes for free if you buy your Lexus from the Lexus dealership. So it's pretty awesome. They have this like, little coffee lounge. They serve like little like light snacks and pastries, coffee and tea and all that stuff, and Coke, which I got some. They're not doing any like the pastries and coffee right now because it's 3:30 in the afternoon and like literally they're about to close at 3:30. But it's my friend Dylan's birthday. This is the Dylan who got me my Rolexes. He's my friend and also my salesperson at the local watch store, the Rolex dealership. He got me this guy, my Pepsi, and so showed him a little love. So I got him a bottle of a 12-year Glenfiddich. So hopefully he likes it. I know his whole family are a bunch of watch and whiskey people. I think they like scotch too. I saw his dad's story and he was drinking Blue Label the other night, and so I'm just assuming that he's also a good scotch guy. So I'm not a scotch guy. I've never had scotch. I like whiskey. I like bourbon, but I've never had scotch. And Glenfiddich has a nice looking bottle. And I know the name. Glenfiddich's like probably the most popular single malt scotch out there, so got him a bottle of that. Hopefully he likes it. And yeah, rest of the day I'm gonna buy some cigars. I need to re-up on my favorite cigar. I think I've mentioned it on the channel here before, but it's called Ruiz Cigars. It's like a family-owned shop here in my city, and they have this like barbershop wrap in Robusto size that I just love. Chocolatey notes, not super harsh when you smoke it, although the nicotine is a little high, so I get freaking zonked smoking that if I go a little bit too fast on the Robusto. But made some moves today on the stock account. The $1,750 that I've been waiting to clear for like literally 2 freaking weeks finally went through. I didn't buy anything with it. Today is July 8th, Tuesday. No real big drops in the market that I can see. Nike went down 3.4%, and let's see here, ELF went down 4.42%. Both my Nike and ELF positions are already pretty big, so I didn't really want to re-up on those. If there was a big drop in Fubo, I would have slammed in there. If there was a big drop in AMD, I would have put it in there. But I think I'm good on my Nike and ELF positions. If ELF drops under 100 or Nike drops under 70, I will buy some more. But as for right now, Nike's at 73.9 and let's see, ELF is at 117. So yeah, SoFi too is right now. SoFi's 1995. If SoFi goes back down under 15, which I'm pretty sure it won't, I will put into that a couple other stocks. Okay, so, and I'll probably go into a deeper analysis on this. I was building my PayPal position really big a few years ago, and over time it hasn't really performed much. Like it's gone up like 20% in the last 2.5-3 years that I've been holding it, which is, I mean, it's good. I didn't lose money on it, but that is horrifically underperforming below the standards of what I like, which is at least a 2x in my stocks. And so I've been dwindling my PayPal position over time. At its peak, it was $15,000, and that's when my stock portfolio was only like 40-50 grand. So it was massive in my stock portfolio. But I've dwindled it down. Now I'm down to my last like 8,000, 9,000 in PayPal, and like I said, it's underperformed. But I saw some good stuff in my research that is really getting my hopes up. I was actually gonna sell even more of my PayPal position to put into better opportunities in the stock market, but you'll see in the next clip. I'll show you what's going on with PayPal. Alright, what's going on, guys? I am at job number 3 right now. Well, job 2.5. I'm helping out at a different branch, but either way, everyone's on their lunch break, so let's talk about PayPal. So I did a bunch of research on PayPal the other day, and I'll tell you guys what I found. It's actually kind of surprising. I think you heard from my last clip that I had a really big PayPal position. Like I got it up to $15,000 or something like that, and that's when my entire portfolio was only like 40-50,000. So it was like it was my by far my biggest position at that time in my entire portfolio. And as time goes on, I kind of dwindled my position in PayPal and put it in other opportunities like SoFi, Palantir, blah 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 blah. And so I haven't really taken a look at it. It's kind of been living in the shadow of my other stocks that have been performing really really well. I think I mentioned I'm up like 20% on PayPal over the last 2 years or so, whereas my other stocks have 2-3x and more, like Palantir, SoFi, all that stuff. And so I took another look at it, and honestly, all good news. So right now PayPal's around $75. PE ratio is 14. That is well below the average of the entire stock market. If you check its peers of all the other like transactionary companies that make money off transactions, you think Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Visa's in the 30s on the PE, MasterCard's on the 30s on the PE, Amex is low to mid 20s. As a matter of fact, just looking at the Amex numbers, I was like, oh, Amex kind of looks like a good opportunity there, given that Visa and MasterCard are in the 30s. So to me, Amex sounds like it's underpriced. In that case, with a 22 on Amex, it's underpriced. The 14 on PayPal is definitely underpriced, which is freaking awesome. So I'm looking at what growth levers they have right now. You know, of course, there's Venmo. Well, first of all, there's PayPal, which is their number one product. So all they do is they make money off transactions. They are people who carry out transactions. So if you guys have ever bought anything online or in person, you already know you can make a PayPal account, and that's how you can transfer money between people, how you can pay for stuff when you buy things. So they make money the more transactions that happen. Another thing is Venmo, which is like the number one app, I believe the number one. Apple Cash has been catching up, but the number one app when it comes to, you know, sharing money between each other, like transferring person to person. Of course, you have Zelle in competition. You got a Cash App. You have Apple Cash or Apple Pay. Apple Cash. And so other than that, Venmo is still, you know, holding strong and within the competition. It's always in the top 1 or top 2 in terms of all those peer-to-peer transaction changes. And that's still kind of in the baby steps of monetization. You know, the number of people using the Venmo card, which is like a debit or credit card that's linked to your Venmo account, that has been rising. Overall income and revenue through Venmo transactions, whether it's from the money that they get when you transfer from your Venmo account to your bank account, or from the transactions with the Venmo card, or just transactions using your Venmo account, because you can do that. It kind of acts like a PayPal account now. All those revenues with Venmo has been going up, and analysts and expectations are just showing that Venmo utilization and revenue should just be going up and up, which is fantastic. Let's see what else. It looks like they're coming out with a new product called Fastlane, which is kind of like a one-touch payment. So it's kind of like Apple Pay or Amazon Pay if you guys have bought stuff online. It's like you already pre-fill your address, your name, and the credit card that you want to use, and then it's just like a one-touch payment. Now the odd thing with that, I don't know why they made a Fastlane when PayPal could have just did that with PayPal. They could have just called it like PayPal Quick or PayPal or PP Pay, or I don't know, something like that. You know, like, why did they make another Fastlane that isn't branded with PayPal? I feel like people are gonna be less likely to trust a name that they don't know. Like, they don't know, most people won't know that Fastlane is a PayPal product. So I feel like they should have just did like PayPal Fast or PayPal Quick, or PayPal One Touch or something like that. But either way, Fastlane looks like they just rolled that out like late 2024, so that's still ramping up in what it's used in. So I'll be keeping track, and you guys, whoever is in PayPal stock, keeping track with what's going on with Fastlane and how they ramp that out into use with different websites and different companies, and hopefully that's a really good revenue source for PayPal. And so overall, what's going on with PayPal? Well, PayPal was a really, really good, way higher price back in the day. 2021, they were flirting with 300. I'm looking at the numbers. They peaked, looks like June 2, 2021, they peaked at $289. Today it's $75. And they had that huge drop from the 289 number down to the 70s, and that was in like late 2022. early 2023, and that's when I started, building out my huge PayPal position, because I didn't have the stock strategy that I do now back then. Back then, it was a lot more listening to people online and kind of having like a rudimentary understanding of the numbers. But looking back, in hindsight, it actually fits my noob stock strategy perfectly. If you guys haven't seen my beginner stock strategy video, where I explain my stock strategy that helped me triple my money, I'll link that in the description below, and you'll see that PayPal actually like perfectly fits that model. It's a stock that is a blue chip stock, well trusted, good quality, with a good business model that's dropped more than 40% in the last 2 to 5 years, and has a bunch of growth levers that they're using to turn around the stock price and make it go back up to their previous highs. So it actually fits that model perfectly. And so what do I see going on with PayPal in the near future? Next 12 to 18 months, let's say. Okay, their PE ratio is low, 14. That's crazy. They have a good amount of growth levers, and they are a well-trusted brand. How does PayPal make money? Whether it's Venmo, Fastlane, or through PayPal itself. Transactions. What has been going on with transactions lately? Well, transactions and an overall consumer sentiment in terms of how much does the average US consumer want to spend. It's been lower, right? Interest rates have been high. Unemployment was previously higher. Now we have the uncertainty with the tariffs. So the economy is kind of shaky. People are not as willy-nilly to spend money, right? And so once the interest rates improve, which we are expecting in 2025, once the tariffs get cleared up, which we are expecting in 2025, and overall consumer sentiment gets better, which means these first 2 points, the interest rate and the tariffs, get better, consumer sentiment will more than likely get better. And once consumer sentiment gets better, people will spend more money. People spending more money means more transactions, in which case transactionary companies like PayPal will benefit greatly from this. So apart from the macro, which is consumer sentiment gets better, people spend more money, there's more transactions, PayPal wins. On terms of the micro, Venmo's ramping up its revenue. They're implementing Fastlane, which is a new stream of revenue, and PayPal is just going to keep doing its thing. They're going to win. So on the macro sense, they're doing great. On the micro sense, they're doing great. And when it comes to the sector itself, geez, a 14 PE ratio is insane. Just looking on the calculations of the number, if they just, if people start seeing what's going on with PayPal and sentiment with PayPal gets a little bit better, and then let's say they get a little bit of a ramp in terms of pricing based on the growth rates that the company has, because the growth rates, I know the last quarter in Q1 2025, the growth rate was only 1 to 2%. But if you look at the previous growth rates, they were much better than 1 to 2%. A growth rate of 14 is I feel like a PE ratio of 14 on average would see a growth rate that's expected of like 4 or 5%. And I know the last quarter said 2%, but the previous quarters are definitely better than 4 to 5%. And in the future, I'm definitely expecting a better than 4 to 5% growth rate with PayPal, even just from the macro sense alone, with transactions improving, with consumer sentiment getting better. So let's just say valuations adjust to 17 PE. That'll just immediately drive the price of PayPal to $90. Just if you just price adjust the PE ratio to 17, you'll be at $90. So if you get to like a 20 PE ratio, which is still under Amex, you'll be at $100. So I mean, like you'll get to that $100 from the 75 range, pretty freaking easy, as long as the PE ratio just adjusts a little bit once the macro and the micro get better. And so what am I gonna do with PayPal? I almost sold it all. I was really just gonna sell it all and put it all on like Fubo, put it all on Estee Lauder, put it all on SoFi and all these other great growth potential stocks. But after seeing this, with what's gonna happen with the company in terms of their products that are growing, their revenue, and then now the whole economy is gonna get better, and this is a transactionary company, I'm gonna hold on to it. Like, as of right now, I have about $8,000 in PayPal left from the 15 that I originally had, and guess what? I'm gonna hold on to it. My cost basis on it is around the low to mid 60s, and so I've already made 25 something percent on it. I am gonna keep holding on because I think I can get that 2x once all the stuff with the economy gets better, and the retail investor community, and heck, even the hedge funds get wind of what's going on with PayPal. I think we're going to be a really good position. But either way, you guys let me know in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen with PayPal, along with, like, you know, the whole economy in general, and how it's going to affect transactionary companies like Visa, MasterCard, Amex, stuff like that. I think fintech is going to do great, right? Like, all the financial companies are going to do great, whether it's the transactionary companies like the ones I just mentioned, or it's like banking and loans like SoFi, Wells Fargo, Amex, Ally. I feel like it's going to be a golden age once the entirety of the economy improves and the whole sentiment for the consumer improves. Interest rates go down. Money is just more accessible. If money is more accessible, people will fucking spend it. We all know something about Americans. If they got it, they gonna spend it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Like I said, if you haven't seen my beginner stock strategy video that helped me triple my money, I will link that video in the description. It goes into way more detail than I can explain right now on the stock strategy that I use to invest in stocks. If you guys have any further questions, just put it down in the comments below. I reply to every comment, so I'll be sure to get back to you guys. And if it's a pretty deep subject, I'll do a video reply so I can better paint a picture of what I'm trying to say to you guys. Of course, like and subscribe. I'm a small channel and I'm just growing. I don't make any money from this. I just do it so I can have a sense of community with you guys and go back and forth about stocks and ideas so we can all make some bucks. But as always, guys, educate yourself, empower yourself to be able to make more money. Do your due diligence, and as always, let's make some money.